Hello traders, welcome to today's video. It is Wednesday the 7th of February 2024. This is your Bitcoin update. Price is still the same and there's not too much more to update. However, I am still looking for higher prices here. I still remain fairly bullish for where we are at the moment. And the reason being, mainly, cough cough, still got a little bit of that lingering cold from last week. Main reason being, okay, holding above the POC from for this whole range so far, holding above the midpoint of the whole range so far, having broken through the anchored VWAP of the move down, which means that the downside pressure has kind of subsided, has kind of relieved. And when you look at the order flow, everything is pointing slightly towards north up direction for the price. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to definitely, absolutely 100% see a breakout, but I do believe that we can be targeting at the very least 44k, hopefully coming on towards 45k, which brings us back to the top of this range. Then we can be looking at maybe 46k, which is where we have a nakely, it's a new word, a nakely POC, a naked weekly POC, and some other funkiness up there. And actually, if you do draw a little range from where this weekly level was, essentially, take that all the way to the Sunday evening. And then you can see there is your point of control there at $46,000. So you have $44,000 at the highs of this little local boring range that we're currently in. We have $45,000, which takes us up to the range high and also brings us into these like little SR level. Okay, tried to break out once, failed, tried to break out twice, failed. Is it going to try and break again? And then 46k, you've got the NPOC. 47k, there's not very much there. 48k, you've got these highs. So those are the levels. They're just like $1,000 increments at the moment. And to the downside, I mean, it's also fairly obvious. 41k brings us to the value area low of our current range and also sweeps all of these lows that we've currently been building, just making these higher lows after higher lows after higher lows after higher lows. What does that look like? It looks a lot like it did back here before there was a break up. And it looks a lot like it did back here before there was a break up. So still assuming, thinking that the more likely scenario here is for a break up. Now, that doesn't mean it can't break down. So if it does break down, $41,000, $40,000. Okay, $40,000, you come down to the range low. $41,000, you come into these single prints. And then if we are to lose basically that 40k area, then you got to start looking at 37 and potentially a little bit lower down. But realistically, for myself, not really looking for any short positions until we see some kind of move that does this, and then maybe we can get a move that does this, and then maybe we just carry on with this range for a lot longer, because when you actually look at this and where it is right now, there is imbalance above and there is imbalance below, and there is absolutely no reason why this range cannot continue beyond, well, for longer than anyone really thinks it will continue for. So something to be aware of. I would certainly be looking at a possibility of taking a short position with an invalidation at the high. But then also I will be looking at a long position with invalidation at the low when it comes back down here. So we're a little bit stuck. And that's why I think all of the videos recently have just been like, same price. So yeah, what else can we really say about this? Today it had a little bit of a move up. All right, so there was this consolidation earlier. We saw CVD was dropping. So I'll take you over onto the order flow in a minute. But CVD was dropping this morning, price making a higher low again. And got this little bit of a pop-up above the daily open. Now it's just basically correcting this, so chopping around this daily open again here so far. VWAP here doesn't really mean very much today because we're not on a trending day, we're just ranging as always. And yeah, levels in between, nothing really to day trade. I am just very simply long, looking for higher. If we have a look over here at the order flow, just from a more of a high time frame perspective, CVD has been dropping, okay, fairly consistently, and actually it's a little bit clearer to show you here. So perp CVD with prices making higher highs, CVD making lower lows, the spot bid holding up relatively well. That does increase the probability for myself that we are going to see this continuation higher rather than lower. It would be unusual to see without, so perps clearly are not affecting price, whereas spot is. So it would be unusual for that side to win and for price to come down here, more so than it would be less unusual for price to follow what spot is doing and for shorts to get squeezed. Because what we're also seeing alongside that, a little bit of an increase in open interest. I mean, yesterday shook a lot of that out because we had that move up, we had that immediate move down, and then we had another immediate move up, and then another immediate move down. And that's basically just been chopping people up quite a lot and liquidating people who are on those like 225x leverage. So yeah, liquidation heat maps, there's nothing really here. So same levels, all right? We're looking at a break up towards the highs. You start to liquidate shorts, you break down, you start to liquidate longs, and so on and so on. So that's everything, I believe. If you want more updates, then of course, do take yourself over to our, well, go to torascrypto.com. Okay. And then what you can also do is go over onto our Discord. Oh, that's tiny. Look at that. Onto our Discord, which you can see if you are interested in joining the crew. What am I doing here? Then you can see Discord, super active as always. Loads of stuff's been going on within the trading chat. Fugazi's done some good little videos. Cake did a trading room this morning for London sessions, so we're getting additional London sessions in there now, so more stuff being added. Nice trades going well. So this was a nice trade on Tau. I missed it, but other people in the crew got it. And there's just a ton of other stuff. Some people have been opening it into this game. That's nothing to do with me. But yeah, come and check out the crew. And we have another trading room later on today, New York trading room, a little bit later on, where we'll be seeing if there is some movement. If there's no movement on Bitcoin, we look to the altcoins. If there's no movement on altcoins, we look to NASDAQ. If there's no movement on NASDAQ, we talk about life and other stuff in general. But no, yesterday we actually did some really nice higher time frame analysis. So for anyone who is in the crew or hasn't seen that yet, hasn't watched the trading room from yesterday, we did some higher time frame analysis. We came up with what is a really quite good plan for the future, looking at how basically where we are right now. What chart was it on? It was on this one. Looking at how previous fib times and upcoming fib times are very similar to previous cycle. They also coincide with the halving cycle. So from this, just a very quick explanation of this is the 618 from our last two all-time highs was the previous halving. And we do have the next halving coming up, which is going to be on this 1.618 here. So weirdly enough, like Fibonacci lining up with the halving and with the market cycle in general, fib levels again in general all lining up. And we can be looking at something, I mean, that looks a little bit like this, a move up towards that $52,000 maybe as we go into the halving. The correction is optional, may or may not happen. Same with the move up. And then we have some targets up here for our next all-time high, which, I mean, it's a little bit presumptuous to be looking that far ahead. But just based off of previous data, market cycles and stuff that we know that works, we can at least draw a little bit of a roadmap for what we are looking at as we go into the next year or so of trading. So, hey, it would be fun if something like this does play out. Or as you know, we've already hit that 618 level. We have seen the retrace from that. And I'm very, very open to this 38,800 being the low that pushes us up higher. But I'm also very open to coming back down to that 32K level a little bit later on, maybe post-halving, because we have seen corrections post-halving before. It's not unusual. And that could be something that we are looking at on this particular cycle. So yeah, remaining bullish for now. Looking at this to have a move up. However, right now it's not doing that. It seems to be dumping after the move up earlier on. But yeah, it's just a case of this range, this tight little range that it's in right now. I am looking for those higher prices up towards 44, 45, 46. And then we'll basically take it from there. Yeah, that is it. That is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Do hit the like button, hit subscribe if you've not done so already. Make sure you are, if you want to come and trade alongside us, and when we're looking at this stuff in a lot more detail, feel free, yeah, come and join the crew. But go to tauruscrypto.com, and you can also go to our WOP page and sign up there. And yeah, any questions you have, feel free to ask. Do all of those kind of things. Comments below. What else can I say? Use the ref links at the bottom of the page in the description for WooX, because they're a good exchange and we like them, and I can't do promotion. So anyway, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers. Bye-bye.